Imagine this. You've been walking every single day. Rain or shine, you lace up your shoes, you hit the sidewalk, and you do your 30 minutes. You feel proud. You feel like you're doing everything right. But then, one morning, you bend down to pick up a grandchild, and your back gives out. Or you step off a curb wrong, lose your balance, and suddenly you're on the ground wondering what just happened. Here's the truth that most people over 60 never hear. Walking is good. Nobody is going to tell you to stop walking. But walking alone is not enough. In fact, there are three specific types of exercise that research now shows are far more important for your health, your independence, and your longevity than walking could ever be on its own. And today, I'm going to share all three with you. Stay with me, because what you learn in the next few minutes could genuinely add years to your life and life to your years. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we focus on practical, evidence-based health information, specifically for adults over 60. And today's topic is one that I am truly passionate about because it addresses one of the biggest misconceptions in senior health and fitness. Here's the misconception. Most people believe that if they walk regularly, they've checked the exercise box. They're done. They're healthy. And look, I get it. Walking is wonderful. It's free. It's low impact. It gets you outside. It's social if you walk with a friend. The American Heart Association recommends it. Your doctor probably recommends it. And yes, walking does improve cardiovascular health, it helps with mood, and it keeps your legs moving. But here's what walking does not do well enough, and this is critical for anyone over the age of 60. Walking does not adequately build muscle strength. Walking does not significantly improve your balance. And walking does very little for your flexibility and joint mobility. Now, why does that matter? Because after the age of 60, you lose roughly 3 to 5% of your muscle mass every single decade. Some research suggests the rate accelerates after 70. This condition is called sarcopenia, which is just a medical word for age-related muscle loss. And that muscle loss is directly connected to falls, fractures, loss of independence, and even earlier death. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in adults over 65. Let me say that again. Falls are the leading cause of injury death in older Americans. Not car accidents. Not anything else. Falls. And the three exercises I'm about to share with you are specifically designed to combat the exact weaknesses that lead to those falls and that loss of independence. So let's get into them. Exercise #1, and this is the big one, is strength training, also called resistance training. Now, before you picture a 25-year-old bodybuilder grunting in a gym and throwing around heavy barbells, let me stop you right there. That is not what I'm talking about. Strength training for adults over 60 looks completely different, and it is one of the single most important things you can do for your health at this stage of life. Let me explain why. As I mentioned, your body naturally loses muscle as you age. But here's the good news. That process is not inevitable. It is not a one-way street. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association has shown that adults even in their 70s, 80s, and yes, even 90s can build muscle and gain strength through resistance training. Your body never loses its ability to respond to this kind of exercise. It just needs the right signal. And that signal is resistance. Pushing against something. Pulling against something. Lifting something. Even if that something is your own body weight. Let me give you a real-world example of why this matters so much. Think about getting up from a chair without using your hands. Think about carrying a bag of groceries from the car to the kitchen. Think about climbing a flight of stairs without feeling like you need to sit down at the top. Think about opening a stubborn jar lid. Every single one of those daily activities requires muscle strength. Not cardiovascular endurance, not the kind of fitness that walking gives you, muscle strength. And when that strength fades, those everyday tasks become harder. And when they become hard enough, you start avoiding them. And when you start avoiding them, you lose even more strength. It becomes a vicious cycle that can eventually lead to dependence on others. And I know that for most of you watching this, Maintaining your independence is one of the most important things in your life. So what does strength training actually look like for someone over 60? Let me give you a few simple exercises you can start with today. First, the chair squat. This is exactly what it sounds like. You stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet about shoulder width apart. You slowly lower yourself down until you're sitting in the chair, and then you stand back up. That's one repetition. Try to do 8 to 10 of these. If that's too easy, try hovering just above the seat before standing back up. This exercise strengthens your quadriceps, your glutes, and your core, which are the exact muscles you need to get up from a seated position, to climb stairs, and to prevent falls. Second, the wall push-up. Stand facing a wall about an arm's length away. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height. Slowly bend your elbows and lean toward the wall, then push yourself back to the starting position. This strengthens your chest, your shoulders, and your arms. It's the same muscle group you use when you push a heavy door open or catch yourself if you stumble. Third, the standing row. If you have a resistance band and they cost only a few dollars, you can loop it around a doorknob, hold both ends, and pull toward your body like you're rowing a boat. This strengthens your back muscles, which are essential for good posture and for preventing that rounded, hunched-over look that so many seniors develop over time. That hunched posture, by the way, is not just cosmetic. It shifts your center of gravity forward and dramatically increases your fall risk. Now here's a common concern I hear. Won't I hurt myself lifting weights at my age? This is a fair question, and I want to address it directly. The research is overwhelmingly clear. When done properly, with appropriate weight and good form, strength training is not only safe for older adults, it is one of the safest forms of exercise you can do. A study from the University of Michigan found that older adults who engaged in strength training had a 23% lower risk of premature death from any cause. 23%. That's remarkable. The key is to start slowly. Use light resistance, focus on form over weight, and if possible, work with a physical therapist or a certified trainer who has experience with older adults, even if it's just for a session or two to learn the basics. I recommend strength training 2 to 3 times per week, with at least one rest day between sessions. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. Your own body weight, a set of light dumbbells, or a simple resistance band is all you need. Many seniors tell me, I wish someone had told me this 10 years ago. Well, I'm telling you now, and it's not too late. Exercise number 2 is balance training, and this might be the most underestimated and overlooked form of exercise for anyone over 60. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you practiced your balance? Not just walked in a straight line, but actually challenged your balance system intentionally. If you're like most people, the answer is probably never, or maybe not since you were a kid playing on a balance beam on the playground. And yet, your balance system is deteriorating every single year. The sensors in your feet that tell your brain where the ground is become less sensitive with age. The tiny structures in your inner ear that help with spatial orientation lose some of their function. Your reaction time slows down. Your vision changes. All of these systems work together to keep you upright, and all of them decline with age. This is exactly why an older person can trip on the same rug they've walked over 1,000 times and suddenly end up in the emergency room with a broken hip. It's not that the rug changed. It's that their balance system could no longer compensate quickly enough. And here's the devastating statistic. 1 in 3 adults over the age of 65 falls each year. Among those who fall and break a hip, roughly 20 to 30% will die within 1 year. Not from the fall itself, but from the complications, the immobility, the pneumonia, the blood clots, the depression, and the rapid decline that follows a major fall. This is why balance training is not optional. It is essential. Now, the beautiful thing about your balance system is that, just like muscles, it responds to training. When you challenge your balance regularly, your brain gets better at processing all those signals, your stabilizer muscles get stronger, and your reaction time improves. So what does balance training look like? Let me walk you through some exercises, starting from the simplest and progressing to more challenging ones. The first exercise is the single leg stand. Hold onto the back of a sturdy chair or your kitchen counter with one hand. Lift one foot off the ground just a few inches and try to hold that position for 10 to 30 seconds. Then switch legs. As this gets easier, try holding on with just your fingertips. Then try it with no hands at all. Eventually, you can try it with your eyes closed, which is significantly more challenging because you're removing the visual input that your brain relies on. The second exercise is the heel-to-toe walk, sometimes called the tandem walk. Imagine there's a straight line on the floor. Place one foot directly in front of the other so that the heel of your front foot touches the toes of your back foot. Walk forward like this for about 15 to 20 steps. It feels silly. It looks a little funny, but it forces your body to engage all of those stabilizer muscles and trains your brain to maintain equilibrium on a narrow base of support. The third exercise is the weight shift. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Slowly shift all of your weight onto your right foot, lifting your left foot slightly off the floor. Hold for a few seconds, then shift to the other side. This mimics what happens every time you take a step, and it trains your body to handle that weight transfer smoothly and safely. Here's an important tip. Always practice balance exercises near something you can grab onto. A counter, a sturdy chair, a wall. Safety first, always. You're training to prevent falls, not to cause them. If you're over 60 or caring for an elderly loved one, this information could be life-saving. Please consider sharing this video with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos like this one. Now, how often should you practice balance exercises? Ideally, every single day. They don't take long. Even 5 minutes of balance work daily can make a meaningful difference. Many of my viewers tell me they practice while waiting for the coffee to brew or while brushing their teeth. Build it into your routine and it becomes effortless. There's also strong evidence that practices like Tai Chi are incredibly effective for improving balance in older adults. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that Tai Chi reduced fall rates by up to 43%. 43%. If a pill could do that, every doctor in America would prescribe it. But it's not a pill. It's movement. Slow, deliberate, graceful movement. Many community centers and senior centers offer Tai Chi classes specifically designed for older adults. If you have access to one, I highly encourage you to give it a try. Many people who start Tai Chi tell me it becomes one of the highlights of their week. Exercise number 3 is flexibility and mobility training. And I saved this one for last because it's the one that almost everyone skips, and it's the one that catches up with you in the most frustrating ways. Have you noticed that it's harder to look over your shoulder when you're backing out of the driveway? Or that reaching up to a high shelf feels like a monumental task? Or that bending down to tie your shoes has become something you dread? That's not just aging. That's lost flexibility and reduced joint mobility. Here's what happens. Over the years, your muscles gradually shorten and lose elasticity. The connective tissue around your joints, the tendons and ligaments and fascia, becomes stiffer. The joints themselves may lose some of their lubricating fluid. The result is a body that feels tighter, more restricted, and sometimes painful with movements that used to be easy. And this matters far more than most people realize. Reduced flexibility doesn't just make life uncomfortable, it actually increases your risk of injury. When your muscles and joints can't move through their full range of motion, other parts of your body have to compensate. Your lower back compensates for tight hips. Your shoulders compensate for a stiff upper back. And those compensations lead to pain, strain, and sometimes serious injury. Flexibility and mobility work is how you fight back. Let me give you some specific exercises. First, the seated hamstring stretch. Sit on the edge of a sturdy chair. Extend one leg straight out in front of you with your heel on the floor and your toes pointing up. Keeping your back straight, gently lean forward from your hips until you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. Hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. Don't bounce. Just breathe and let your body relax into the stretch. Then switch legs. Second, the shoulder and chest opener. Stand in a doorway. Place your forearms on either side of the door frame with your elbows at about shoulder height. Step 1 foot forward through the doorway until you feel a gentle stretch across your chest and the front of your shoulders. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. This is an incredible stretch for counteracting the forward rounded posture that comes from sitting, reading, using a phone, or working at a computer. Third, the gentle spinal rotation. Sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Place your right hand on the outside of your left knee. Gently twist your upper body to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Hold for 15 to 20 seconds, breathing slowly. Then repeat on the other side. This exercise helps maintain rotational mobility in your spine, which is something you need every time you reach for something behind you. Check your blind spot while driving, or simply turn to talk to someone beside you. Fourth, the hip flexor stretch. Stand behind a chair and hold onto the back for support. Step 1 foot back about 2 feet, keeping that back leg straight. Gently bend your front knee and press your hips forward until you feel a stretch in the front of your back hip. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Tight hip flexors are incredibly common in older adults, especially those who sit for long periods, and they are a major contributor to lower back pain. Now, some people ask me about yoga. And yes, yoga is a wonderful form of flexibility and mobility training for older adults. There are many chair yoga and gentle yoga classes designed specifically for seniors. These classes adapt traditional yoga poses so that they're safe and accessible for people with limited mobility, joint replacements, or balance concerns. If yoga interests you, look for a class labeled gentle, restorative, or chair yoga. How often should you stretch? I recommend at least 5 to 10 minutes of flexibility work every day and longer sessions of 20 to 30 minutes 2 to 3 times per week. The key is consistency. You won't become flexible overnight, but with regular practice over weeks and months, you'll notice that movements that used to feel stiff and painful start to feel easier and more natural. One important note: stretching should feel like a gentle pull, never sharp pain. If you feel sharp or shooting pain, you've gone too far. Back off and work within a comfortable range. Listen to your body. It knows more than you think. Now let me put all of this together for you because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You don't need to spend hours exercising every day. You don't need to join an expensive gym. You don't need to buy fancy equipment. Here's what a simple, effective weekly routine might look like for someone over 60. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, do 15 to 20 minutes of strength training. Chair squats, wall push-ups, resistance band rows. Simple exercises that target the major muscle groups. Every single day, spend 5 to 10 minutes on balance exercises. Single leg stands, heel-to-toe walks, weight shifts. Do them while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Every single day, spend 5 to 10 minutes on flexibility work. Stretch your hamstrings, open your chest, rotate your spine, loosen your hips, and yes, keep walking too. Walking is still a wonderful activity for cardiovascular health, for your mood, and for getting fresh air and sunshine. I'm not telling you to stop walking. I'm telling you that walking alone is not enough. Think of walking as one ingredient in the recipe. But strength, balance, and flexibility are the other essential ingredients that make the recipe complete. If you added up all of this, you're looking at maybe 30 to 40 minutes a day of total movement. And the return on that investment is extraordinary. Stronger bones, better balance, fewer falls, less pain, more independence, more confidence, a better quality of life. And let me share something that the research consistently shows, something that I find truly inspiring. It is never too late to start. Studies have shown significant strength gains in people who began resistance training in their 80s and even 90s. Balance can be improved at any age. Flexibility can be regained at any stage. Your body wants to move. It was designed to move. And when you give it the right kind of movement, it responds with remarkable resilience. Before I wrap up, I want to share a few important safety reminders. First, always consult with your doctor before starting a new exercise program, especially if you have heart disease, diabetes, severe arthritis, or any other chronic condition. Your doctor can help you understand what's safe and appropriate for your specific situation. Second, start slowly. If you haven't been exercising regularly, don't try to do everything on day one. Start with 1 or 2 exercises from each category and gradually build up over weeks. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Third, listen to your body. Some mild muscle soreness after strength training is normal and actually a sign that your muscles are adapting. But sharp pain, dizziness, chest pain, or shortness of breath are signs to stop immediately and consult your healthcare provider. Fourth, stay hydrated. Older adults are more susceptible to dehydration, and your body needs water to function properly during exercise. Keep a water bottle nearby and sip throughout your workout. Fifth, wear supportive, non-slip footwear. This is especially important during balance exercises. Bare feet on a slippery floor are a recipe for exactly the kind of accident we're trying to prevent. Let me bring this all together with a quick summary of what we've covered today. Walking is good. Please keep walking. But if you're over 60, walking alone is not giving your body everything it needs to stay strong, stable, and independent. Exercise number 1, strength training, fights the muscle loss that happens naturally with aging and gives you the power to handle everyday activities without struggle or risk of injury. Chair squats, wall push-ups, and resistance band exercises are simple, safe, and incredibly effective. Exercise number 2, balance training, directly reduces your risk of falls, which are the number one cause of injury-related death in older adults. Single leg stands, heel-to-toe walks, and practices like Tai Chi can dramatically improve your stability and confidence. Exercise number 3, flexibility and mobility work, keeps your joints moving freely, reduces stiffness and pain, and helps you maintain the range of motion you need for everything from tying your shoes to driving your car safely. Together, these 3 forms of exercise create a complete foundation for healthy aging. They protect your independence, they reduce your risk of serious injury, they improve your quality of life, and they can be done at home with little or no equipment in as little as 30 minutes a day. I want to leave you with this thought. Every exercise you do today is a gift to your future self. Every squat, every balance hold, every stretch is an investment in the life you want to live tomorrow. You are not too old. You are not too weak. You are not too far gone. Your body is waiting for you to give it what it needs. And I believe in you. I truly do. The fact that you watch this video tells me that you care about your health, that you're not willing to just sit back and let time take what it wants. That takes courage, and I admire that. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. It helps more people just like you find this information. And trust me, there are a lot of people out there who need to hear this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We put out new videos every week focused on helping adults over 60 live healthier, stronger, more independent lives. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Share this video with a friend, a spouse, a sibling, a parent, or anyone you care about who is over 60. You might just be sharing information that prevents a life-changing fall or inspires someone to take their first step toward a stronger, more confident life. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, which of these 3 exercises are you going to try first? Strength training, balance work, or flexibility? Or maybe you're already doing some of these and want to share your experience. Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and this community we're building together is something truly special. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about your health. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.